Hello and welcome to another episode. Today's episode is about again the source and the first element, but this time I'm going to give you a little bit more evidence from the science, from the way the science see things. So today I'm going to be using clips from the Dihole Foundation and some other material just to give you an insight, not only into the source, but also into the first element.
The theory basically, like I showed in one of the earlier, this is the basic graph of how the matter world and us come into existence. This graph shows the matter world, the information world, and time. The Dihole, anyway, when you say something is part of a synchronous system, you're saying it's part of a computer. I call this computer the Dihole, D-I-E-H-O-L-D, spell it right. And it's a special kind of computer, obviously. It's some kind of quantum computer, but it creates reality. The y-axis is the information dimension. That's the carrier wave that holds the information that creates the matter world and also us. But I'll explain later, there's multiple carrier waves.
As you can see, Douglas has his own explanation for that, and I have a lot of respect for him because he did a lot of work researching this, and he has a very interesting way of explaining this. When I just want to mention to those which are watching this video for the first time, when I started receiving all those information, those messages, I was very confused. I had no idea what's what and how to put this whole thing together. But finally, I kind of did, and I still do receive almost daily all those informations, and I am going to try to bring to you as much as possible. And what he's not aware that he's explaining the first element and the source, how it works. He's using a different visual medium to explain that. In his mind there is a quantum computer which is creating this thing, but that's not correct. This is already in existence. The only thing that it's helping us experience what we experience is the sound. It is the sound wave that is responsible for everything to manifest itself in our field of possibilities. Our job is to activate certain elements so we can experience what we want to experience. The hardest work is done by the first element, which is following the instructions or recognize the sound that is coming from the center, and it's responding to each one of us uniquely, as you already probably heard from him, that each frequency it's transmitted in millions, not just thousands of waves, but millions or possibly trillions. I cannot say, but this is not just one form of wave that the information is being given to that first element, and then the first element is behaving the way it's behaving and forming all the shapes, emotions, heat, whatever is needed. But that was also delivered to me on different occasions, which I had no clue what to do with that, because they were saying that, okay, remember that 1 hertz of frequency, it's hiding other frequencies in it. And I'm saying, what? 1 hertz is just 1 hertz and that's it? No, it's not. There are millions and millions of frequencies within 1 hertz. Our science is recognizing that 1 hertz is just frequency of 1 hertz, but inside of that, apparently there is a whole new different game. Okay, so let's move to another segment of this of the explanation.
Here, if it's going in a tight little circle and a round path, tracing out a toroid. This line here represents that carrier wave that that Carrier wave modified by e to the x, the natural log. By the way, 22 views of this waveform makes the Hebrew alphabet. These are the electron shells here, as you can see here, and there's the center of it. What I envision is really like a center modulation point where all this information is aimed in a certain point in time and space, and that's it. It's kind of a foggy thing, but this actually shows atoms on a carbon film. And here's the atoms, and between the shots that he took, the atoms are actually moving. These are larger atoms on a film of carbon. Here's another one. Here's a large atom on a carbon film. And this is done by an electron microscope. And you can see it's moving around, and it's tracing out a little toroid. Now, the toroid is going to be pretty big because the electron microscope has at least 20,000 volts it's imparting to the atom as well as the carbon film. You can see closer, even the carbon atoms are all moving. Working with color is very tough. You have to do this within 2 to 3, tops 4 seconds, and then the dihole corrects itself. It corrects it on the matter part immediately, but it takes time for the consciousness to do the correction that something's missing. Here's 2 more. This is kind of interesting. This guy really whacked away at this thing, cut a hole in the middle, on the edge, and on the top. Now, he probably did these 2 first, and this was the last, because that was the easiest one to do. And so here's the result. The fan didn't show up here, but it did show up here. Probably because the dihole corrected the transmission here, but didn't do it yet here. That's important to understand why.
As you can see, Douglas is convinced that there is a computer and it transmits the data, and then the data is being placed in such a way or manipulated in such a way that is causing all those effects. The fact is that each of those first elements is very intelligent, and it's the one that is picking up the frequency, the sound, not of the data. The after image in the Kirlian photography is something that the normal leaf requires to function. That frequency keeps coming until the feedback from that leaf is getting back to the source, and then the source accepts the fact that that part of the leaf does not exist anymore. Therefore, the sound change. There is two-way interactions, and you will see in a minute how this interaction between the source and the living or manifestation is being managed.
Sir James Jeans, he died in 1946, same thing. If he lived longer, he might have made the connection. The universe begins to look more like a giant thought than like a giant machine. No, mind no longer appears as an accidental intruder into the realm of matter. We are beginning to suspect that we ought rather to hail it as the creator and governor of the realm of matter. We suspect it, the universe, is all waves and nothing but waves. He's right about that. The old dualism of mind and matter, which was mainly responsible for the supposed hostility, seems likely to disappear, not through matter becoming in any way more shadowy or instantiable than theretofore, or through mind becoming resolved into a function of the working of matter, but through substantial matter resolving itself into a creation and a manifestation of mind. All you have to do is replace the word mind with information on him and the previous guy.
So in the last statement made by Douglas, I disagree that mind should be replaced with information, because that is incorrect, at least for me. He is arriving to almost identical conclusion what the whole universe is all about. However, he's using different mediums. in mine, in my understanding, I would never replace the mind with the information, because it is the mind that carries that sound. It is the mind that it's activating the frequencies. It is the mind that is being emitting the personal desires of every element, and then the first element picks those frequencies and then goes to work within the environment. First it's shaping the environment, then helping the interaction with every element with that in that environment. So this is interactive field where not only whatever is happening to us is thanks to the frequency coming from the source, but we also every one of our cells in our body is resonating and it's sending sound back to the source, and through that exchange we experience what we experience, and we always are being placed in the position where we experience what we want to experience. In other words, what we desire. There is no hidden agenda somewhere that someone is placing us in very difficult situation because we deserve that. That's not true. That never happened, never will happen. But that's the general belief that there is good karma, bad karma. The karma, that is completely different subject, and I will talk about that some other time. For now, at this point, I'm gonna end this video. So please subscribe, please share this video, please like this video, and of course, please leave me some comments what you want to see in the next videos, or what needs to be more clarified, or what you don't like in the videos. Look, this is a world where the more we interact with each other, the more we can learn, or be aware of how other people think, share the thoughts and ideas. That's what this world is all about. Okay, so one more time, thank you, and see you in the next video. Thank you.